Morning, everybody. It's your boy D Mac. Let's talk. Okay, so what's going on at these Olympics? Yeah, I'm back on the Olympics again because now we have reports saying that Simone Biles is dropping out of the team competition of the Olympics because of her mental health. So, what's going on, man? First, we had Naomi Osaka, who dropped out of the French Open because of mental health issues. Now we have Simone Biles, who's dropping out because of mental health issues. So I have to ask the question: what's really going on in sports that's causing these ladies to feel like that depression and other things like that are going to incapacitate them pretty much? What's going on, and why are these people not able to get the help that they need to be able to move forth in their endeavors? This is a question that needs to be answered because there's so many people that are falling out because of mental health issues. And we talked about Naomi Osaka, and we see how the French Open acted towards her because she was dealing with mental health issues. They didn't react in a good way. Matter of fact, they fined her what, like $15,000 for not coming out and doing interviews. Um, this is how this industry handles that situation, and it's not the only sporting league that does that. Every other sporting league has that same attitude. They'll promote mental health on the surface, but when it comes down to the actual performance of these people, they want what they want, and they'll tell you in a minute to shut up and keep dribbling. What's happening, Josh? Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on and checking me out, bro. Hey, y'all go over to Josh Crochin show, man. He got a show on today, and it's gonna be real good, man. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate the support. So like I was saying, man, you look at Serena Williams back in 2006, she, yeah, 2006, she came out and she said that she was sidelined for half of that year because of depression. So what's going on with these sisters that they are having so many issues and they're not getting the help that they need? This is something that we need to get on top of because, like I said, in my opinion, I don't think America should have went to the Olympics. There's a lot of things that are going on right now that are really, really breaking down these, not only the women, but the men as well. We see that these women are being over sexualized. With the example from Germany, Germany wanted to change their uniforms. They didn't want to wear the short leotard or whatever. They wanted to wear the long ones that go all the way down to their ankles. And then you have what other country was that? I believe it was Norway, who didn't want to wear the little shorts during the volleyball tournament, but they said they would be out of uniform if they wore those shorts or wore the longer shorts. So these are the stressful things that these females are dealing with in the Olympics. And it's definitely not a good thing because if our females are uncomfortable, they don't feel comfortable in what y'all have them doing, then this league needs to reconsider their policies and things like that. And we need to stand up and support our ladies in this effort. This is something that's becoming it's something that's going to be serious in a minute. It definitely is. So we don't want to allow these different commissions to dictate to these women how they're going to wear their uniforms and stuff like that, because you see places like Russia and Germany, they mock those things. They wear what they want to, and nobody's saying anything about it. But when we go back to our sisters who wanted to wear a certain type of swim cap because of their braids and things like that, it was an issue, and they were threatened to be put out of the competition if they wore those other swim caps. So why is it good for one team to be able to take a stand and wear what they want and not wear what is suggested by the league or what is the policy, but then another team can? I'm seeing a lot of inconsistencies with the Olympics, and this is my first time really paying attention to the ethnic, to the racial component of it. But what I'm seeing is a lot of prejudice and a lot of discrimination by this Olympic committee. Now, we go back and we have seen some things in the Olympic trials and what's his name, Larry Nasser, the man who um, had his run with a lot of these girls, a lot of stars. And Simone Biles was one of those stars who came in contact with Larry Nasser. And the things that he did to Simone Biles, we don't know if she got help for that. We speculate that she got help for that because of who she is, but did she really get help for that? Did she really have the time to go and get help for that? Because they have a rigorous schedule that goes all year long. It's not just a seasonal thing with that. So they're always in competition. They're always training. And so when does she have time to deal with her mental problems? When does she have time to deal with her depression? Who can she go to talk to about her depression? I know she has a boyfriend, but a boyfriend is not a professional, and a healthcare professional can really give you some insight and a different perspective to help you get through these moments and times like this, which I don't see readily available to these women because they're going through so much and they're having to sit out of the sport that they love in order to deal with some mental issues that are going on. So who's really putting all of this pressure on them like that? Is it them putting pressure on themselves? We put a certain level of pressure on ourselves because we do want to do well, but at the same time, we know our limitations. Every person knows their limitations, but somebody else doesn't. And if somebody else is trying to push you past your limitations, that can cause some mental problems. For one, if you're trying to do something that your body and your mind is not capable of doing and you continue to fail at it, the only thing that's going to do is going to make your self-esteem go down and your confidence go down, and then you're going to second guess yourself. And this is where a lot of people find themselves at. They second guess themselves. You look at a lot of our other stars, guys who we feel like should be great, like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a man who second guesses himself. His confidence level is going all the way down. He has no confidence in his shot. And that's why when he was in that game, remember when he stopped, he had an opportunity to take it, dunk it, but he was looking for somebody to pass it out to. That's because he has no confidence. He has a mental issue going on where he doesn't feel like he's adequate enough to contribute to his team, especially for what they're asking from him because it's something new. Ben Simmons was always known for taking the ball down the middle and dunking on somebody. He's never been asked to shoot threes or anything like that until he got to the NBA and they started to criticize him for that. And then you seen Ben Simmons trying to shoot threes. They even had him on Shaqtin' a Fool and all of these things. This stuff puts pressure on these people. We expect these athletes to be robots. We don't expect them to have human emotion, but these are people. But you see how we as fans are. We say that we care about these athletes and stuff like that, but if they're not producing to the level that we think, we dog them. We dog them all the way out. We drag them, and now we're in the age of cancel culture where they'll even try to cancel a athlete. You see KD. KD will get online and he will go back and forth with whoever and he will defend himself. That's to keep himself mentally sound, because that stuff wears on you. I don't care who you are. I don't care how strong you say you are. Whenever you look and you just see people constantly bashing you and people constantly critiquing everything about you, then that gives you a psychological buildup that's going to it's going to hurt you in the long run if you don't deal with it right away. And I like the way that KD deals with it in real time, so he don't allow things to build up in his life. Now that is a good thing. You might say that KD is confrontational and KD is thin-skinned, but KD is doing exactly what is needed to keep his mental health intact. He deals with the issue right there on the spot. He settles it in the moment and it's done and over with. So he don't have to dwell on it and harp on it for any longer than he needs to. And it's not going to snowball into something else, because that's what usually happens when we internalize stuff. It'll sit there and it'll fester, and then something else will sit on top of it, and something else on top of that until you blow up. It's like shaking up a soda can and then popping the top on it. And that's what we're doing to these athletes. Us with our toxic energy, us with our toxic mindsets, us with our greed of just wanting them to give us what we want and satisfy our moods or whatever, and give us the entertainment that we desire. And if they can't do that, we're gonna dog them, we're gonna demonize them, we're gonna discredit them, and everything else. That's why I sit back a lot of times whenever a lot of these analysts be talking about people, and they sound so stupid, as if they were a doctor or some type of counselor, and they want to go into the mindset of a player. And you don't know what's in that person's mind. All you know is what they show you. But these analysts think they know so much. But I would never be the one to do that. I'm always going to sit back and I'm going to let things unfold. And then I'm going to give my opinion on it, because I'm not going to be out here speculating just to get some views. Okay. So I just wanted to put a light on this mental health issue that the women in our sports are going through. And we definitely have to get on top of that. You look at Cappie Pondexter. What's happened to Cappie to cause her to have this mental break and go through what she's going through right now? She's retired. She's out of the league. So there's something else that's going on there, and it's something that's been ongoing apparently, because she's been in and out of a mental hospital before. And so we have to pay close attention to these things, because there's going to be a whole lot more who are going to be falling out of dropping out of competitions for mental health issues. So let's pay attention to this. Let's get a hold on it, and let's get some reform in these sporting leagues so that we can have some protection for these athletes who give us so much joy and give us so much entertainment. That's the least we can do. This is your boy D Mac, man. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.